in Arabic, a meaningful word is called a kalima. Kalima in Arabic has got three types: ism, fail, and harf. Ism is the noun of a person, is the name of a person, object, place, and act. Act means to do, to come, coming, going, etc. As long as there is no indication of the tense, past, present, or future, it cannot have the status of a verb. Number two, verb. Verb is the kalima which tells you about an act taking place or a condition with reference to the tense, past, present, or future. Then third is the harf. Harf, though as a kalima it's a meaningful word, but it cannot convey its meaning until it's used with a noun or a verb. I give you the example. In, 100 times you say in, doesn't mean anything. You say in the room, in the book, in United States, yes, now it has become a useful word. There are 4 characters of a noun in Arabic which you must know to understand an expression or Arabic construction. If you confuse them, you'll be lost. So these 4 characters in Arabic are, first and the foremost, most important is the i'rab. I'rab is the status of the noun. Like in English, in pronouns you have this concept: nominative case, objective case, and possessive case. But in English, it's restricted only to pronouns. Nouns are free in English. But in Arabic, every noun, each and every noun, has to have a form of i'rab, right? And that is known as i'rab. There are 3 forms of i'rab: form of rafa, the top one, the form of nasab, and the form of jar. Then we studied the i'rab under 4 subheadings. Number 1, the form of i'rab. Number 2 was how to express i'rab. I'rab can be expressed in 60 to 70% cases with the last letter of the noun. Kitabun, kitaban, kitabin, kitabun rafa form, kitaban nasab form, and kitabin jar form. Right? They are also called marfu. The nouns are called, if they are in rafa form, marfu. When a noun is in the nasab form, it's called mansub, and when it's in the jar form, it's called majroor. How to express i'rab? The 2 headings. The i'rab can be expressed by the harakat of the last letter, or the whole word may be changed. The example of the whole word being changed was muslimuna, muslimina. It appears to be an entirely different word, but in fact the i'rab has changed. Number 3 was the i'rab can be light or heavy. Arabs play with the language like cards. Here they have used a card that sometimes they add an extra n sound at the end of a noun after expressing the 3 basic things: the form of i'rab, number, and gender. Right? Yeah. This n form they sometimes just remove. If it is with the written noon, they will remove that noon. If this sound comes with the additional harakat, they will remove the additional haraka, but this will make the i'rab light. How that is used, what's the advantage of that? That inshallah we'll find with the passage of time. Last subheading of i'rab was response to the call of i'rab. Each noun has to have an i'rab, and when a noun is being used in different situations, it will have different i'rab. But there are certain nouns which are very cooperative, and they from the very shape indicate that which form of i'rab are they in. But the others, they partly cooperate, partly don't. But the third ones are totally non-cooperative. They, when used in the different forms, like put in English, I said, the verb changes. The form of verb changes, but the shape of the verb doesn't change. So, zalika, 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 ulaika, 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 tilka, 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 haulai, 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 hadihi, hadi, hadi, they continue to be the same. They are called mabniyat, are the non-cooperative nouns. Now, we move forward. The next character of the noun in Arabic was adad, number. In English, there are only two numbers, singular and plural. Remember, in Arabic, there are three numbers. There's a form for singular and there's a form for two. And that form is known as muthanna. And the plural form in Arabic starts from three onwards. So, three numbers in Arabic are three. Number one, wahid. Wahid or singular. Used for one. Then is number two, muthanna. Muthanna. A form used for two only. Form used for two only. And then there is plural form jama. Used for three or more. Used for three or more. So, wahid is the form used for one, comparable with singular of English. Plural is the form used for three or more. It is jama. And then in the middle there is a special form in Arabic for two, that is known as muthanna. Right? Then parallel to that, we move to the third character of ism, and that is gender. Jins. In Arabic you will call jins. Gender. There are two genders, a masculine This is called mudakkar. Mudakkar. And the other form is the feminine form. Feminine, and that is known as muannath. Muannath. This is mudakkar, this is muannath. Every noun in Arabic which cannot be proved as feminine would be treated as masculine. Any noun in Arabic language which cannot be proved to be feminine would be treated as masculine. Can anyone repeat this statement? Yes, sister, can you?
Any noun in Arabic cannot be feminine, muannas?
cannot be any noun in Arabic which cannot be proved as feminine. Yeah, will be treated as mudhakkar. Right? But what does it mean? There is a wide range of mudhakkar and a small range of muannas apparently, but practically you will find they will make most of the things as feminine, the Arabs. So, if we study the muannas in detail, we automatically study the mudhakkar. So, let's study the muannas. Our next heading is muannas noun. Muannas, that is feminine. Muannas or feminine. For convenience, you can use the male sign and female sign. This is feminine, and for mudhakkar, you can use the male sign in science, and that is this one. Mudhakkar. Types of muannas nouns: real feminine and literal feminine. Real feminine means female. You know, word Allah is masculine in Arabic, but what type of masculine is he? Real or literal? Literal. Why? Because he has no sex. You know, female is one who has an opposite male. And there is no opposite female of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is above that. So, Allah is literally masculine, not real masculine. So, the real feminine means female. And literal means that is by idiom of the language treated as feminine. आप लोगों की दिलचस्पी, those who understand उर्दू वालों की दिलचस्पी के लिए, this was a subject which was very hard for me to remember. When I started teaching Arabic, mostly I don't have to study, alhamdulillah, prepare the lecture. What I have in my mind, I can deliver. But this subject, I had to go to the class after thoroughly studying this subject. It was hard for me to remember. When Hafiz Ahmad Yar, rahimahullah, he taught us Arabic in Qur'an Academy, Lahore, he simply in few sentences explained the whole subject. He was talking in Urdu. He said, हर लफ्ज़ की अपनी एक तस्गीर व तानीस होती है. मुसाफिर बैठा है, सवारी बैठी है. समझे? मुसाफिर बैठा है, सवारी बैठी है. For the same person, when you use the words musafir for that very person, in Urdu you will say musafir बैठा है, masculine form. And when you will say sawari, both are the translations of passenger. Right? But the word itself has its masculine and feminine, irrespective of the person. Whether the passenger is a man or woman, when you will say musafir, you will use it as masculine, and when you will say sawari, you will use it as feminine. So, the word itself has its gender, irrespective of the person, whether he is masculine or feminine. So, his words were so clear that I memorized as such that हर लफ्ज़ की अपनी एक तस्गीर व तानीस होती है, मुसाफिर बैठा है, सवारी बैठी है. And because I said in English culture, there is no segregation in principle, so there is hardly any differentiation, so I may not bring any example for you from English. Literal means that by language, by usage, by idiom, that particular word is feminine. Literal feminine. Muannas lafzi. Right? It has got again two classes. One, accessible. and the others heard. There are certain feminine nouns which from the shape can be assessed as feminine ones, but the others are having no indication from the shape, but the usage will tell you that it is feminine. Now the accessible ones are: number one, ending at ta marbuta. Ending at ta marbuta. Abidatun, zahidatun, shahidatun, hafizatun, muslimatun, mu'minatun. They are self-indicative that they are feminine nouns because they end at ta marbuta. The real will always dominate. The first classification was real and unreal. Most of the names of the Arab men, they end at ta marbuta. Usama, Talha, Ubada, Hamza, right? All are ending at ta. But since they are men, they will be treated as masculine. And vice versa. In Arabic, Mohsin is masculine and Mohsina is feminine. But one of my known friend, he named his daughter as Mohsin. I said, Mohsin or Mohsina? He said, Mohsin. It's okay. I have to write female in front of her because she's real. So, first example of the accessible ones is all the nouns ending at ta marbuta would be feminine, most probably. Number two, nouns ending at alif maqsura. This is alif maqsura. Salma, Udma, Sughra, Kubra, Bushra, most of the feminine name given in India and Pakistan, they are like this: Uzma, Husna. So the nouns ending at alif maqsura, Sughra, Kubra, write down the examples directly. Sughra, Kubra, Uzma, Bushra, etc., etc. And here the example: Abida, Zahida, Shahida, Nasira, Mumina, Muslima. They are the examples of ta marbuta. Then nouns ending at alif mamduda. Alif mamduda is this one. An alif followed by hamza. Asma, Humaira, Sumaira, Hamra, Sughra, Khadra, Baida, egg, Sauda, they're all feminine. And then last of all are the broken plurals. This is a very interesting thing in Arabic language. Broken plurals. Broken plurals are treated as singular feminine in Arabic. Tilka rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd. Tilka is a demonstrative noun used for singular feminine. But the messengers, they were all masculine. But since instead of saying Rasuluna, it is Rusul. So singular feminine form has been used for demonstrative noun. Tilka rusulu. Tilka al-amthalu nadribuha lin-nas. Tilka ayyamun nudawiluha bainan nas. So we come to the broken plural later on when we'll go to this heading again. Intentionally I didn't erase this. I said In parallel, we study this and then we'll move to that again. Then, heard feminine. Now, there is no indication, but the Arab idiom tells us, the Qur'an tells us that such and such noun is feminine. Now, heard, Arabic usage is all the names given to fire, wind. All the names given to wind are feminine. Sarsar, Samoom, right? In the Quran. Wafi adin is arsalnahu rihun. Yeah, that is also feminine. So, rih, sarsar, samoom, rih, sarsar, samoom, they are all feminine. All the names given to fire. Nar, Jahannam, all are feminine. Then, number 3, all the names given to wine. Khamar. All the khumur, akhmar, they will be feminine. And what next? Yeah, these are the categories. And then we have individual nouns, for example, nafs, self is feminine. Sama is feminine. Ard is feminine. Shams is feminine. Qamar is masculine. So now we come to the Muthanna. Wahid, singular, is the first form basically. And then you form Musanna from that, derivatives. This concept in Arabic is a very beautiful concept of derivatives. In English, it's very limited. You have got a word K, N, O, W. What is this? No. How many derivatives from this you have? Know, knew, known, knowing, knowledge, knowledgeable, and that's it. Known, but that is known both ways, third form as well as object, right? And I don't think you have an 8th or 9th derivative from this. But in Arabic, alima, it has got 14 forms. He knew, they too knew, they all knew, she knew, both women knew, and all women knew, you man knew, you too knew. It will have 14 forms. And remember, in Arabic, a verb is exclusive of the subject, or inclusive of the subject. There is no verb in Arabic without a subject. In the same word, many things are included. One word will tell you its gender, number, right? At the same time. And in pronoun, it's the nominative form, possessive form, objective form, and it is which case? First person pronoun, second person pronoun, third person pronoun, all will be inclusive in one word. I mean, there will be little changes taking place, and if you register those changes in your mind, and the prefix will keep on changing, and new words will be formed. So there will be 14 from this. And you don't have to memorize all these 14, remember. Only one pattern we will recognize of 14, and all the verbs, they will fit in the same pattern. Then specifies ulima, it was known. It will again have 14 forms. Then is present and future tense, ya'lamu, 14 forms. Then it specifies yu'lamu, again 14 forms. Then the doer, the one who knows, masculine will be alimun. Alim, knower, knowing. Right? Now, let's make its forms. You know, knowing is alim in masculine singular form. Now, alim is the basic word. Then you make a chart like this. Mudhakkar, and then muannas. Here you will have the form of i'rab. You know, i'rab will go side by side. From the very first day, you have to keep in mind that a noun has an i'rab. If you put this, insert this with noun from the very first day, inshallah, you will be into the Arabic very soon. But if you keep it separate, then you will have to exert a lot of effort to memorize everything. You don't have to memorize everything. You have to bring to a formula. So, in this direction, it will have rafa, nasab and jar form. Right? And this is singular, wahid, then musanna, and jama here. Then again in muannas divided into two, wahid, musanna and jama. Make a musanna form of any singular noun. To convert any singular noun to musanna form, the method is very simple, and that is the last letter of the noun is being indicated with a small line, and all before that with a long line. So it was kafir. Right? So we have to convert it into musanna. Now, musanna will be different in rafa, nasab and jar form. So first of all, we try to understand how to make a musanna form in rafa. So what will you do? We will give a fatha to the last letter. We will put a fatha on the top of the last letter and add an alif followed by noon with kasra to make a musanna in rafa form. To make musanna in rafa form, you have to give fatha to the last letter of the singular form and then add an alif followed by a noon with kasra. So kafir, kafirun will become kafirani. Kafirun will become kafirani. You know, most of the books, I don't know why they have taken it so light. They would write it like this: kafirun, musanna is kafirani and kafiraini. They are confusing. So musanna of kafirun is only kafirani, And musanna was kafiran, and kafiran is the other one which will come to later on. So this was the rafa form. We are talking about the rafa form. So kafirani. So singular is kafirun, and musanna is kafirani. Do you have any in this chart any other box for musanna in rafa form? Musanna in rafa form. Is there any musanna in rafa form? This is the box. So feminine of kafir is kafira. So let's write it on. The feminine of kafirun is kafiratun. Kafiratun. Right? So this will become kafi. Sorry, no, it was last letter was ta. Sorry. This will come in the same color. Kafira. This was the last letter. So kafira, and then you will have ta. It has to have zabar, and then you have to add is, sorry, zabar will be in the black color because this is of the formula. Kafiratani. Put it here. Kafiratan. First the wahid form will be kafirun, kafiran, and kafirin. And then musanna. In the rafa form will be kafirani. Right? And here again there will be a change. Wahid will be kafiratun, kafiratan, kafiratin. Kafiratun, kafiratan. Now, singular line is complete, and we have already formed the musanna in rafa form for feminine too. So it will come musanna in rafa form kafiratani.
Singular kafirata. Okay, is that plural kafiratin? Kafiratin.
No, we are not studying at present kafiratan and kafiratin.
Okay.
We are only studying kafiratun.
Still singular.
It's still singular?
Singular and rafa form.
Why is there that lit after? Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'll see it. Never mind. I'm sorry. I was misunderstanding your penmanship. I'll see it now.
Kafiratun, kafiratani, kafirun, kafirani. So kafiratun, kafiratani. So this was how to form a musanna in rafa form. We have got only two musanna forms in rafa, and that we have filled up. Singular we have already filled up. Kafirun, kafiran, kafirin. Kafiratun, kafiratan, kafiratin. You know, single word indicative of three things. Up till now, this kafiratun is telling you it is feminine, right? It's telling you it is singular. It's telling you it's in the form of rafa. One word inclusive of, in fact, four things, but for the time being, it is only three things that we have studied so far. So, kafiratani. Now we come to the nasab and jar form. Kafiran, and it is kafirin. kafiran and kafirin in nasab and jar form. Both the nasab and jar form are converted to musanna by how? First we take the masculine form by giving the fatha to the last letter of the singular form, that is kafira. And then adding ya sakin followed by noon with kasra to give aini sound at the end. In the first case, in the rafa, it was ani sound at the end. Ani and ani. Kafirani, kafiratani. In nasab and jar form, the last letter of the singular form will be given fatha followed by a ya with sukoon and noon with kasra to give an aini sound both in nasab and jar form. And we can have the example of the feminine too. Formula is the same. This is the feminine. Kafiratan and kafiratin. Right? So our formula is, this is the last letter. So kafira. The letter remains the same, but the harakat will change. Kafira. Kafirataini. Kafiraini and kafirataini. Come to this chart. Musanna kafirani, and then in nasab form kafiraini, and in the jar form too it will be kafiraini. And here kafiratani will be kafirataini and kafirataini. Kafirataini. Musanna is complete, singular is complete, and musanna is complete. Kafirun, kafiran, kafirin, kafirani, kafiraini, kafiraini, kafiratun, kafiratan, kafiratin, and kafiratani, kafirataini, kafirataini. Is that clear? No. Kafiraini. Jama is kafirina.
No, you wrote there.
Where? Sorry. Raini, I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
The both.
Same.